Good day, everyone, especially to you, Ma'am Connie Concepcion. Good day, Ma'am. So we are going to discuss about the women's issue in development, understanding the with, what, and the God. And later on, G. Matricia Pamulagan will also discuss the gender inequalities in marriage and criminal laws. Okay, before we delve into our discussion, let's have first our lesson objectives for this topic. So at the end of this lesson, the student is expected to understand fully the principle, model, and concept of with, what, and God. Next is to distinguish the three with, what, and God from each other. And lastly, to determine the importance of these three principles for national development. So next, we have here important terminologies of this topic. So first is the development. So when we say development, from the root word develop, so it is the process of changing or not to say grow or changes of something or someone to become in advance or to become more better. Next is the woman in development. So this refers to development project nga na-emerge pag 1960s. So this approach calling for treatment and women's issue in development project. Next is the woman and development or the WAD. So this approach comes from the perspective that equally will be essential to improving women's position, but still frame changes in terms of providing women access to the productive sector. And lastly is the gender and development. So it was developed in the 1980s, and it is from the idea of with and what. So it was founded by Radgiber of 1990-493. So si Radgiber is a socialist feminist ideology. So later on kanang ato pang elaborate more what is in women in development, women and development, and the gender and development. So itakal na to una ang women in development or the with. So this approach address this issue of exclusion of women from development program and approaches. So with saw women as a group that lacks opportunity to participate in development. So the principle of this approach or the women in development approach is to treat women fairly and equally in development. Kay sa natanaw na to, so sa unang panahon kay baw na ta ang men ang superior, so ang women have no rights to participate in any development programs and project in a society. So it addresses the issue of kanang women have been left out and treated unfairly of the development. So the main task, therefore, was to improve women's access to resources and their participation in development. So, what I mean of resources is the kanang education, healthcare or health and jobs, which is maka-apply silang trabaho ug unsa ilang gusto nga trabaho or trabaho nga kanang makatabang sa development sa atong country, like that nga resources. So the WIT approach emphasized the importance of the integration of women into development programs and planning, and accordingly this was the best way to improve women's position in society. So it promotes the idea nga ang women should have the same opportunities as men, like kanang kung unsa makaparticipate ang men sa atong kanang mga programs diri sa society or sa community, nga na sa dapat ang participation o involvement sa women. So this model or this approach, it is a way of thinking and doing things that focuses of women's needs and rights. So mao na to nga kanang nay rights ang women to participate in any development programs, which is kanang kuan sila, makahatag sila o kanang development, or ma-involve or participate sila sa development, and maka-benefit sila ana nga development. And also dili lang specifically nga sila ma-benefitan ana nga development, but also the whole society. So the concept of this WID, or the Women in Development, is to making things better for women. And now, let's have the Women and Development, or WAD. So this approach emerged in response to criticism of the woman in development. So the WAD, it is from the idea of the woman in development. So it recognized that women should have same opportunities and rights in development like men. So women should active participants and decision maker. So dili lang kay ang woman is magsunod-sunod ra sila og unsa ang desisyon nga gihimo sa men. So di ba kay kasagaran man ang taas nga posisyon is men. So ani ang award is ilahang gi-address or ilang gi-emphasize nga ang woman should involve or participate in as decision makers but no. So para mabalance lang ang rights nga mahatag pod sa women. So gitagaan og chance ang women as a decision makers based sa ilahang needs, o based sa ilahang rights. So it also emphasize gender inequalities. Unsa gi-emphasize og unsa ang root why there is gender inequalities, no, because of unfair social, economic and social system there is at ang country, which need to be changed to achieve equality. Kay because of unfair treatment, so kay ang mga decision makers is men. So ang ilaharap pong ma-focus is ang unsay ma-benefit nila from that development. So in this approach, ang woman should be an active participant, which is ma-provide o ma-emphasize ang ilahang needs and rights from mawa ang criticism. So gikan sa idea sa women in development. Okay, now is the gender and development, or GAD, which is present sa atong campus karon. So gender and development emerged in the 1980s. So building on past approaches like the women in development and women and development. So it focuses in ensuring both women and men equally benefit from and participate in development. So mao na nino from the development na ma-involve participate ang women. So kaning GAD is both women and men ang makaparticipate sa development o makabenefit aniya. So GAD acknowledges that women often face unequal access and control over resources and highlights the oppressive gender dynamics within families. So na-acknowledge or na-emphasize na nila na ang women have no that kanang same access sa o control sa atong resources, like ato sa health, mga application mo to mga resources dapat, diba? So it emphasizes that need to address both reproductive and productive roles of women. So what do you mean by reproductive roles? Or reproductive roles is kanang mo of women is commonly and kanang one major is to bear a child, which is more reproductive roles of women, and productive roles unsa pang ilahang mabuhat or unsa ang ilahang kanang like mahimo nga progress or ma-participate or ma-contribute sa development. So GAD views development as a multifaceted process influenced by political, social, and economic factors. So ang GAD balikan ta, it ensures or it is ensuring the participation and involvement of both men and women, as in no, di lang kay sa men, di lang pag sa women, so both men and women, so which is mo participate in development programs and project, and also maka-benefit from that certain development. So let's move on to practical approaches to the development of women. So first is the welfare approach. So the focuses of development programs for women until the early 1970s was primarily on the reproductive rules, so emphasizing mother and child health, child care, nutrition, and population control. So mother and child health, like kanang bagong mga nakag kanang or nagmabdos pa ang body, so natatay ka ng magpa injection or magpa maternity ang kanang woman para sa ilahang kanang para ma-monitor ang ilang health, ma-monitor po lang ang baby. So child care, nutrition, so natatay mga feeding programs karon para sa atong mga children, natatay mga nutrition program every kanang year. Next is the population control. So so dadali ang mga family planning. So ang woman pwede sila makademand og family planning og ansaray makaya sa ilang lawas o pila ka anak ang makaya nila og bear. Next is the equity approach. So feminist calls for gender equality were important in bringing about this approach. So this approach aimed to eliminate discrimination, equity, so equal. It emphasized the revaluing of women's contribution and share of benefits from development. So it also dealt with both productive and reproductive rules as a responsibility of government. So kaning approach is ang aim niya again is to eliminate discrimination among women. So wag tangon na tong mindset na ang women are weak, women are easy, no, because nowadays women are bolder and bolder. So dapat di na ma-discriminate ang women o dapat tan-awo na og ansay or i-look pa og ansang nahatag or kanang or na-contribute sa women from that a certain development o ansa ilahang na share ng benefits community or sa society. So next is the anti-poverty approach. So from the word anti-poverty, so ma-lessen or ma-reduce ang kalisdanan. So this approach focuses on both the productive and reproductive role of women with an emphasis on satisfaction of basic needs and productivity of women's anti-poverty, which is gitanaw nila unsay kanang mabuhat. It aims to look the opportunity unsay mabuhat sa men as a woman. So woman to kanang maka-provide or makatabang po sila sa needs sa ilahang family. So a key operational strategy required access to income generation and wage employment. So ang woman ania is kanang maka-income na by their own. So nala sila ilahang money nga di sila magsalig sa ilahang mga partner. So pwede nala sila opportunity to have a job and to earn money. So the tendency with this approach was to reinforce the basic needs and ignore the strategic needs of women. So which is a woman is naana sila kanang power to provide their basic needs. Next is the efficiency approach. So aims to have increased production and economic growth with an emphasis on full use of human resources. So efficiency. So if a woman have the same access or equal access of human resources as men, so like education, so and job opportunities. So for sure ma-achieve din natin yung economic growth. So advocates of this approach argue that gender analysis make good economic sense. So the efficiency approach succeeded in bringing the concerns about women and gender into the mainstream of development. So however, so this was done with a focus o nga unsay mabuhat sa women for the development and not unsay mabuhat sa development para sa women. Next is lastly is the empowerment approach. So we all know that women are now empowered. So I am proud to say na naanay naghatag na og kanang mga dagko nga mga pangan ang ato ang women in our society. So example ang idol like sa kanang nana sa Senado karon si Mrs. Risa Hontiveros, no? So empowered na sila because pila sila as a decision makers mga sa sports. So naatay mga Dilindia. So women nowadays are now empowered. So the aim is to increase the self-reliance of women and to influence change at the policy, legislative, social, economic, and other levels to their advantage. So its main strategy is awareness, raising and situating the women firmly as active participants in ensuring change takes place. So a women now are have a big contribution for the development, and also ang mga women maka-benefit maka-benefit from that development, and also the benefit is ma-share nila sa kanang whole society. And that's all. So the next reporter will be Chima Tricia Pamulagan.
So, good afternoon, ma'am. I am Gemma Tricia Pamulagan. So, next, we will be discussed about gender inequalities in marriage and criminal laws. So, in this lesson it will be discussed the presence of gender inequality in marriage and criminal laws. This also tackles the proposed same-sex marriage legislation, and in the end of this lesson, you are expected to, number 1, understand fully gender inequality in marriage and criminal laws, and number 2, determine the status of gender inequality in selected provision of these laws, and number 3, assess provisions on the proposed same-sex marriage legislation. So, definition of terms. In marriage, a special contract of permanent union between man and a woman entered into an accordance with law for the establishment of conjugal and family life. It is the foundation of the family and inviolable social. So, kaning marriage is a sacred with both partner, men and women. So, next is marriage laws in the Philippines are only based on sex and not on gender. In the 1987 Philippine Constitution, marriage is stated as an inviolable social institution. It is the foundation of the family and shall be protected by the state. Part 15, Section 2, 1987 Constitution. So, makabantay ta bisag karon nga generation is sa church ginadili jud gihapon ang kanang pag marriage of kanang both sexes or kanang both sexes nila kay murag dili jud mo uyon ang kanang church nga kanang marriage of both sexes. So isa ang church sa mga kanang ning babag sa mga freedom sa both sexes nga bawal sila nga marriage. So next, under the family code, marriage is defined as a special of permanent union between a man and a woman entered into in accordance with law for the establishment of conjugal and family life in Article 1, the Family Code of the Philippines. So next is the primacy of the decision of the husband or the father. Under the Article 14 of the Family Code of the Philippines is provided that in the Art number 14, in case either of both of the contracting parties not having been emancipated by a previous marriage are between the ages of 18 and 20, one they shall, in addition to the requirements of the preceding articles, exhibit to the local civil registrar the consent to their marriage of their father, mother, surviving parent, or guardian, or persons having legal charge of them in the order mentioned. What we mean by emancipated is kanang wala pa sila kasla nga kanang as in kanang kana sila kanang live in pero ang ilang decision is mag-based gihapon sa kanang sa ilang parents. So next is the Art 96, the administrative and enjoyment of the community property shall belong to both spouses jointly. In case of disagreement, the husband's decision shall prevail subject to recourse to the court by the wife for proper remedy which must be availed of within 5 years from the date of the contract implementing such decision. So kintahay og mag-away ang kanang mag-live-in, so ang decision ana or sa kanang mag-asawa gambana, ang decision ana is kanang sa bana. And then kung mukaan ang asawa is kanang mo sana sila ay kanang mukaan o kanang mo dictate nga kailangan na sa karapatan ani so kailangan pa niya mo file og kanang case about ana so para kanang i-process into legal para maihaon din siya. So next is Art 124. The administration and enjoyment of the conjugal partnership shall belong to both spouses jointly. In case of disagreement, the husband's decision shall prevail subject to recourse to the court by the wife for proper remedy which must be availed of within 5 years from the date of the contract implementing such decision. So, apil na ng mga kanang conjugal partnership nilang duha, kitahay mag-live-in sila niya, ilahan duha na partnership. So, og magkaan gyapon sila og kanang na sila kanang away unya nagka-decision sila mag-separate nga naa niya ang kanang ang ilahang properties nga napalit nila sa ilahang panag-ipon is kanang og kanang makuan sa sabana madong sabana niya kung ang asawa is gusto mag-kuan pod og kanang karapatan para na is mo kuan siya sa law mag-process siya sa law para nasa sa legal rights para anaa. So in Art 211, the father and the mother shall jointly exercise parental authority over the persons of their common children. In case of disagreement, the father's decision shall prevail unless there is a judicial order to the contrary. So man og kanang og mag-awim sa mong bana magbinahanay o kanang kuan namoy anak sa o kanang walay law sa bana jud na mapunta ng kanang mga bata kay anya pero kung naay kanang kung ipaagi sa kanang court of order mo nang kanang mahatagan og rights asad ang asawa. So in Article 225, the father and the mother shall jointly exercise legal guardianship over the property of the unemancipated common child without the necessity of court appointment. In case of disagreement, the father's decision shall prevail unless there is a judicial order to the contrary. So, next is high burden on women, wives than men or husbands. So, in the crimes of adultery and concubinage include the concept of marital infidelity. Adultery involves a wife who engaged into sexual intercourse with a man, not her husband. On the other hand, concubinage involves a husband who has a sexual intercourse with a woman, not his wife, under scandalous circumstances, keep another woman in the conjugal home, or cohabiting with another woman in another dwelling. So, next is forgiveness clause in the crime of rape. Republic Act 8353 or the anti-rape laws. It was stated that subsequent valid marriage between the offender and the offended party offended party shall extinguish the criminal action or penalty imposed. This gives an easy way out for the offender, which effect does not bar him from committing the crime. Further, it also recognizes that if the offender is legal husband, the subsequent forgiveness by the wife who is the offended party shall extinguish the criminal action for a long period of time. Next is exclusive definition of prostitution. So, in Article 202 of the Revised Penal Code amended by Republic Act No. 101/58 retained the decades-old definition of prostitute as women who for money or profit habitually engage in sexual intercourse or lascivious conduct. Following this definition, a man who peddles sexual acts for profit is effect invisible in the eyes of law, thus making the actor thereof immune to imprisonment. So, kung and that will be all, ma'am. Thank you.